So good morning, because this event is being webcast. It's being webcast in the UN web and also in the FAO.org webcasting services. So welcome to all of you who are here, and also a very nice greeting to all of you who are following us around the world. Indeed, for this very important ceremony for us in FAO, it is really a very important moment because we're going to sign a number of partnership agreements. And yes, indeed, partnership is one of the axes of what we do. We recognize the importance of partnerships. Our strategic framework calls for strategic partnerships that are transformative. So not any partnership will do. Partnerships have to be transformative. And we believe that the partnerships we are going to be signing today are indeed hugely transformative in their power. We will be signing with our long-standing partners. So it's not going to be new for some of our partners to sign a partnership agreement. We do have long-standing collaboration, not formalized with other partners. So again, we will be formalizing that today. And again, we will be formalizing forms of collaboration that are already ongoing and that are already providing different kinds of results, even if they have not yet been formalized. So it's going to be a very interesting session. I really would like to thank all of you for taking a little bit of your time today. We know that there's a lot of competition of how people spend their time. There's so many events at the same time. So we're delighted that you would be here together with us. So indeed, we will be signing today partnerships with CABI, CIAM, and the University of Sao Paulo. And for this, first we will hear the words from our FAO colleagues. Then we will ask our partnership signatories to take the words, take the floor for a few moments. Then we will sign one by one. And as soon as you have signed, I will ask you to take a picture, and this is being recorded by our photographer over there. And then we will have a moment of interaction, questions and answers. We hope that we will have a little bit of debate, exchange of ideas. So this is how the ceremony has been organized today. My name is Marcela Villarreal. I'm the Director of Partnerships and UN Collaboration here at FAO. And so we have been providing all the partnership support for these partnerships to happen. And sometimes processes take a long time, but I know that at least I heard already from CABI that you're delighted as how swift this has been. So we're delighted that that is the case. Fantastic. So let us go straight into our ceremony today. And for that, I'd like to ask Ismahan Elouafi, who's FAO Chief Scientist, to make your introduction, after which I will ask my colleague and friend Mario Lubetkin to make his remarks. So Ismahan, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Marcela. Good afternoon, colleagues. Really, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to this event, the signing ceremony, as part and parcel of the Science and Innovation Forum. Today, we gather here to celebrate the power of transformative partnership, as Marcela said, and their role in revolutionizing agri-food system by helping us all to really harness science, technology, and innovation, and all types of innovations. As we all know, the FAO Science and Innovation Strategy, it's built upon two key enablers. One of them is transformative partnership, and one of them is innovative financing. And these partnerships hold immense potential in accelerating the transformation of agri-food system, ultimately leading us toward achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Development Agenda. And of course, in our own implementation of the strategic framework, our four better. A better production, better nutrition, better environment, and a better life, leaving no one behind. FAO, in its unwavering commitment to support its members, has been diligently fostering strategic partnership. These partnerships really go beyond boundaries. So what we are looking for is really bringing together academia, bringing together research institutions, both at national, regional, and international, like CABI, and bringing also intergovernmental organization and the private sector so that we find the right solution for every ecosystem, for every sector, for every country, and for every community as well. So by harnessing the power of science and innovation, FAO aims to create a collaborative network that will pave the way for the transformation of agri-food system. And we're doing it maybe at different steps. It has been in place since the beginning of FAO, but now with the focus on science and innovation and technology, we want to really go beyond, and we want to really speed up a little bit the process and speed up the pace at which we are putting solution and option to our member states and the government that we work with. So during this session, we have the privilege of witnessing the signing of 3 partnership agreements with different stakeholders. We have 2 intergovernmental organizations and 1 university. This agreement will formalize their collaboration with FAO in the ever-evolving fields of science, technology, and innovation. This is really a significant moment for us, as it serves as a testament to the importance of building strong and strategic partnership with different stakeholders. In this session, we will also have the opportunity to delve into the importance of collaborative approaches and think out of the box and see how we could do it in a more innovative way and in a more impactful way. Ladies and gentlemen, the transformation of agri-food system is not a task that can be achieved in isolation. It requires the combined effort of all stakeholders, but also it requires that we understand better each other, we work better. Competition is good, but in partnership, I don't think we need it. What we need, it's much more a clearer role and responsibilities and complementing each other. And we need, by the end, to unlock really the true potential of science, technology, and innovation. I just stepped out of the session where we were looking at case studies, and it's so beautiful to see how the case studies, it's very different from place to place, and their impact at the local level, it's really meaningful. I would like to express my gratitude to all the participants and speakers and partners from the University of Sao Paulo. Thank you very much for coming the whole way from Brazil to here. The International Center for Advanced Mediterranean Agronomic Studies, CIHAM. Thank you for coming from Bari to here. Okay, but that's beautiful. I know CIHAM has, oh, you came from Paris. Yeah, okay. That's true. But CIHAM has many centers in the Mediterranean basin as a whole. And CABI, who are here today, thank you very much, colleagues. Your presence here today signifies your dedication and commitment to shaping the future of agri-food system. Let me thank also our online audience who are connecting from across the globe. In conclusion, I invite you all to engage in a fruitful discussion, forge new connections, and embrace the power of partnership. Together, let us create a world where agri-food systems are transformed, leaving no one behind. And thank you so much for being such good partners to us. And today is to celebrate the long weeks of discussion and consultation that we have taken with each one of you, and looking forward really to fruitful impact on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Ismahan, and indeed for having cited the importance of transformative partnerships as an enabler of the science and innovation strategy. And indeed, you mentioned that this strategy goes beyond boundaries. So when we define transformative partnerships, that is indeed a very important element to going beyond boundaries. Being, of course, disruptive. The other elements in our transformative partnerships are sustainability, systemic approach, of course, because we want to transform agri-food systems. Therefore, we have to have a systemic approach and to have impact at scale and for a long time. So here again, these are the elements that we are seeking in all of our partnerships that we're signing today also. So thank you so very much for your insights. Now it's my big pleasure to give the floor to my colleague and friend, Mario Lubetkin, who's the Assistant Director General of FAO, and he's also the representative for Latin America and the Caribbean. Mario.
Thanks a lot, Marcela. Ladies, gentlemen, I'm honored to speak at this ceremony that emphasizes the significance of FAO collaboration with academic and research institutions. I think that it's crucial that we work together with various stakeholders to achieve our goal of a world without hunger, like Ismahane and Marcela said before. Academic institutions and research centers play a crucial role in FAO's mission, bringing their vast technical knowledge and capacity to generate and disseminate knowledge, developing innovative solutions, and contribute to guaranteeing food security and nutrition to fulfill the Sustainable Development Goal. In Latin America and the Caribbean, by 2020, 10% of our main partners were universities, research centers, and academic networks. We currently have a 15 formal collaboration agreement with this institution. On this occasion, let me highlight some of the academic network we collaborate in our region. The Right to Food Observatory in Latin America and the Caribbean, or the LAC, it's a network of over 90 universities from 17 countries. It has conducted more than 100 investigations of human right to food. Through this network, we work closely with the legislative branch and the Parliamentary Front Against Hunger to promote food security. The FAO-CLACSO special group called Food and Nutrition Security Innovation in Public Policy. It's a partnership between FAO and 12 academic and research entities from 8 Latin American countries to improve public policy related to food and nutrition security. We launched this year ILU HackTech, an incubator that trains young agri-food scientists and technological entrepreneurs to meet small producers' needs. This program has had a great response, strengthening young talents' presence in agri-food system. Also, we are committed to capacity building. Over the past decade, we have trained more than 250,000 people through the 350 courses and activities in Latin America and the Caribbean. Of the participants, 40% come from an academic background, and over half are young professionals, under 35 years old. Moreover, many regional universities incorporate our free courses into their curricula. In 2024, we plan to launch the FAO Campus program, reinforcing our collaboration with academia, private sector, and civil society to improve agri-food system in Latin America and the Caribbean. With this program, we want to focus on transformative partnership between science, academia, and policymakers, and identify innovative methodologies to enhance our capacity and those of our partners. Today, I congratulate and recognize the achievement of these 3 collaboration agreements with institutions that are so relevant in the academic and scientific world. They have demonstrated an essential commitment to transforming agri-food system. On behalf of Latin America and Caribbean, let me refer to the University of São Paulo, a well-known institution in the region and worldwide. Through our collaboration with different faculties, we have undertaken numerous projects that have significantly contributed to eradicate hunger and achieving sustainable development. For example, the FAO INCRA project in Brazil is a milestone in the conception of family farming in the 90s, with active participation of professors from the Faculty of Economy and Administration and the Faculty of Philosophy, Letters, and Human Science. For example, the collaboration with the Jesué de Castro Chair of Healthy and Sustainable Food System of the Faculty of Public Health. For example, through the Luis de Queiroz Agrarian Studies Foundation, we collaborate with the Higher School of Agriculture, Luis de Queiroz, to execute a total of around $400,000, which financed crucial research study in agri-food system and rural development in Brazil and in the region. Other example is our collaboration with the Faculty of Economy, Administration and Accounting of Ribeirão Preto. We work on various issues related to family farming, cooperatives, and innovation policy in agri-food system. And finally, to put another example, with FIO Claxo, we work in an ad hoc group on food security comprises of 12 academic and research entities from 8 Latin American countries. Professors and School of Arts, Science of Humanitarian are also part of this group. To conclude, I would like to express my appreciation again for the interest and the willingness to strengthen this partnership. I'm sure this effort will likely result in a tangible outcome, such as joint research, academic programs, publication events, and learning and professional training opportunities for the future generation. We must keep working together, implementing effective training programs, improving public policies, sharing good practice, and integrating innovative scientists' knowledge to achieve a better production, a better nutrition, a better environment, a better life, leaving no one behind. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Mario. It's always so refreshing and so inspiring to hear from the region and how you have been introducing innovation, specifically in bringing in a number of different actors to contribute from their perspectives to reach the FAO goals. And specifically, we will be looking very, very strongly into the FAO campus, whereby we are sure it's going to be truly transformative together with all of our partners. So thank you very, very much for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to, one by one, I will be inviting our new partners who are actually not new because we've been collaborating for years, but newly formalized partners. I will be calling you in order, in alphabetical order, naturally. And I would like to ask you first to take the floor for a few minutes. If you can just give us a few words and how you see the partnership actually and how you see this partnership contributing to transformation of agri-food systems. So what are your expectations? What are you looking for in the partnership? It is my pleasure to call upon Mr. Ulrich Kuhlmann, who is the Executive Director, Global Operations Gavi. You have the floor.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, of course, after all this very good collaboration over the years with FAO. Now to have this event really to formalize the partnership and to really to bring it up from an let's say to another step, really to an institutional level, and not only on a level of good partnership on an individual basis, which we have done over years. Before I start, I would like to use an opportunity to say that CABI International is an international, intergovernmental, not-for-profit organization. We are established under a UN treaty agreement, which means we are not a UN organization, but we are structured like a UN organization. So we feel exactly like FAO. Of course, your membership is broader. We have 49 member countries who own the organization and have an equal say of what we are doing, and they're influencing also the direction of our work, which we are doing, which is agreed through a medium-term strategy. We have a global reach. We are in around operating in around 70 countries every year worldwide. We have 500 people on the ground, and we are operating out of 25 operations worldwide. We are working on issues of global concern like food security and food safety, and we are doing this through research, but we are doing this also through international development collaboration. And some of you in the room might also know that we are a major publisher. We are saying that we are the #1 publisher of agriculture information in the world. And we have, of course, in this regard, a number of resources, not, of course, traditional books, but also, of course, e-books, another variety of online resources which are available, open access, but also fee-based. And so this is an important part of the organization. And our products have several million clicks every month in terms of the information which is provided to the end users. So, and I thought in the session today, we discuss particular collaborative approaches of how we want to achieve this and overcome challenges on the way to the transformation of agriculture. And I think, of course, that the science and technology and innovation will play an important part on this journey. Unfortunately, the number of challenges which we have to deal with, and I was only looking a little bit selfish of what you are always looking from FAO, but which is also overlapping with our work. Then, of course, the first one, which already has been mentioned this afternoon and several times already during this week, is, of course, the recent numbers which are published from FAO, that we are actually expecting a world population of almost 9.7 billion people by 2050, which is, of course, an enormous number. And more shocking is that we most probably approximately 830 million out of the current 8 billion people do not have enough food and are really suffering on a daily basis. Then on average, another report also from FAO, it's being said that 20 to 40% of the crops worldwide which are grown are being lost due to pests and diseases. This is another important number to take on board, which means that major crops and commodities that are very important for food security, but also for income generation and world trade, suffer from really frequent and severe production constraints due to poor management of agroecosystems, which is often the result of limited knowledge of best practice. And this gap we need to overcome over time, right? And the 500 million smallholder farmers, which we have in particular in the low and middle income countries, of course, are facing mostly or bearing the most of these problems and consequences of climate change, degraded soils. And this is, of course, resulting in further food insecurity, right? So climate change as such is a major factor at all. When we come back to my statement about pests, then also pests are, of course, adapting to climate change. They're very clever. The biology and their distribution and also their outbreak potential is changing, and they're popping up in areas and in situations where we were not even thinking about this. And so what I'm saying also, we have currently very few consistent and coordinated mechanisms that exist really for civilians and or early detection and rapid response to these kind of pest outbreaks, or we provide not the necessary technical support to countries to confirm the causes of pest outbreaks and to deliver effective solutions. Due to the increased plant health threats, also another FAO statistics, we know that more pesticides are being used every year around the world. And unfortunately, it's a shocking number that between the year 2002 and 2018, another 13% of pesticides are being used more. And that is, of course, shocking. And of course, we need to do something about that. Then on top in this area of pesticide use, we know, of course, that you have a number of indiscriminate use of these kind of highly toxic products even, and which of course are affecting at the same time the product efficacy as well as human and livestock health, right? And we know also very much that pesticides use is linked also to a negative impact on biodiversity, right? Not to talk about the risks that pesticides can pose also to human health. And then it's still shocking that we still talked in 2023 about a lack of awareness that these pesticides are poisoning and that the farmers, our smallholder farmers, are not prepared enough. It's an ongoing topic, and it's very important and challenging to overcome this. And then this results and has a knock-on effect because the consumers at the same time are being presented with food where sometimes the so-called thresholds of residue levels are being passed and where we are saying that they are normally acceptable. And then on top, and this is maybe a very important topic now going forward, also for the partnership with FAO, but also with other partners going forward, is that we do not have enough people on the ground, extension workers, farm advisory service providers who are able to transform or translate also scientific knowledge into an easily understanding knowledge, which the farmer advisory service providers, but also the farmers are able to understand, right? Then we are always saying, okay, we have not enough public extension service providers. Yes, and then we are saying we have here a number of agro input dealers, and it's clear indeed they're taking over a very important part to transform information to smallholder farmers, but of course also they lack the capacity to provide knowledge which is actually required to make this transformation of agriculture, which we all would like to see. Then so it's obviously when you only come up with these kind of statements, then it's clear partnership, and as Ismail was also saying that, you need partnership. You need not only the partnership between FAO and CABI, you need the partnership to all. And this is absolutely clear, particularly the partnership with the national authorities relevant to who are able to overcome this food crisis, which we are all facing in the countries. This is absolutely important. And it's not only public, of course, we know too well when we are talking about sustainability, also that we need to engage private sector far more going forward. So also, to make the strong statement, I'm on behalf of CABI and our 49 member countries, I'm extremely pleased to be here and to sign today the Memorandum of Understanding. I hope also, with this signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, that the 500 million smallholder farmers will also profit in the long run, and that we are doing work together which is scalable, is innovative, it's sustainable, and creates the impact on the ground which we like to see. In particular, from my viewpoint, also on the agricultural service providers level, but of course, at the end, to the farmers. Right, and with this one, I say thank you again for this smooth collaboration, also to make that happen for the MOU.
Thank you so much, Executive Director for Global Operations of CABI. I really think that you brought really fundamental points to the discussion. I couldn't agree with you more that we need much better agro-ecosystem management, and that this is a function of knowledge, and this is precisely what we're here for, through our partnerships with universities, with research institutions, and that we need a much better interface between science and the farmers, especially the smallholder farmers. And then, of course, what we will be looking towards as a very important FAO, together with our partners issue, is preventing the next pandemic, which is a function of climate change, which is going to disrupt farming, especially for family farmers, which is part of the transformation of the agri-food system, and where we need to understand much better, and we need to act better, and we need to have better, as you said, interfaces of communication and of ways of listening to our smallholders. So thank you so very much for your words. Now we'd like to proceed with the signature. So Mr. Kuhlmann and Chief Scientist will sign, and then I will invite you to take a picture after you have signed. Thank you. so very much. Now, it is my big pleasure to invite Mr. Teodoro Miano, who's Secretary General of SIAM, to kindly give us your intervention. You have it.
I try to keep the time as the schedule. SIAM is very glad and honored to be here to participate to this important event today in the framework of the FAO Science and Innovation Forum 2023. I have the pleasure to address my special thanks to the FAO Director General, with whom only recently we have had a thorough discussion, shared visions and perspective between the two organizations. And we are very well aware that the FAO support is continuously growing since the SIAM Foundation back in 1962. I'd like to express my sincere and heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Marcela Villarreal and their team, in particular Mrs. Rosanna Frattini, who for their tireless support provided during the last decade, and for the significant effort in drafting the Memorandum of Understanding between the two organizations. I'd also like to express my gratitude to Mrs. Elouafi, who joined us for the 60th anniversary in Kenya last July 2022. And Mr. Mario Lubetkin for also co-sharing the lead today. 45 years of collaboration. The relevance of this partnership, dating back since 1977, concerns a very unique set of actions in the Mediterranean, involving all the SIAM centers and resources. The purpose of this MOU is to provide framework for collaboration between the parties, to further share their goals and objectives with regard to effectively shifting to a more sustainable Mediterranean food system in the region. The complexity of the memorandum allows plans in several relevant topics as the one we share the interest, and is food security, trades, fragile food communities and distress migration, women and youth empowerment, sustainable food systems, coastal management and small fisheries, among the others. The partnership was firstly formalized in 2009 in Rome with a solid framework agreement, and then confirmed successively in 2015 and 2019. And today we sign a new memorandum of understanding, which achieves the maturity and the strength to consolidate our common objectives and prepare the challenges for the next 5 years. Driven by these shared goals, FAO and SIAM have jointly contributed to policy dialogue, implementation of programs and projects, multi-stakeholder approach for the development of the region. FAO-SIAM collaboration helped to build important knowledge resources and technical networks, strengthen the focus on gender and youth in agriculture, and promote the sustainable development of rural and coastal areas, sustainable fisheries, and sustainable production and consumption. SIAM is founded in 1962, is an intergovernmental organization devoted to the development of agriculture, fishery, and sustainable food system, and to support the inclusive growth of rural and coastal Mediterranean communities. It's composed by 13 member states, operates through 4 institutes based in Bari, Italy, Chania in Greece, Montpellier in France, and Saragossa, and with the headquarters in Paris. We establish connections in the field of advanced agriculture postgraduate education among the countries of the region, recognize indeed the needs of training personnel by improving knowledge, with the involvement of experts internationally renowned, consider that agricultural development requires close collaboration to increase the fundamental spirit of cooperation among the Mediterranean countries, and represent one of the few Mediterranean intergovernmental organizations working for more than 60 years in the multilateral dialogue and contributing to the triangular cooperation North-South-South. If I have more time, I understand that I can continue a few minutes, or you want me to stop and say something more? We'll talk briefly about our action. I'll try to be short. We aim, the vision is to contribute to all the 17 goals of the UN Agenda 2030. And we believe that through our educational program, the research we do, and the cooperation programs, through also innovation and agriculture, we hit somehow all of them. Education at all levels, and here it comes some of the collaboration we had recently and in the past with the FAO, specific advanced and specialized courses e-learning platforms, diplomas, Master of Science, including the tailor-made product on demand, which is a very important flexibility from our side, and through the involvement of a huge number of human resources, professors, experts, researchers, collaborators. We are smaller than CABI. We are 250 roughly staff permanent, but we have hundreds of collaborators that belong to us in that participate to the educational program, to research, and to cooperation in the country. We operate in approximately 20 countries around the Mediterranean and few in Africa and Asia. A very strong focus we have is employment and employability of young people and women in the region, which is central, and contribute to the training of entrepreneurship, new business creation through an open innovation approach. You were mentioning something related to the youth, the self-entrepreneurship potential, and mainly the strong partnership that we feel extremely important becoming between private sector and institutional sector, organization, university, academy, and research institutions. And we work very much in that with the specific educational program in this field. Of course, research is strongly connected to that. So we publish, we do projects of different kinds, mainly Horizon in Europe and other sources like this. We have laboratories, experimental fields, and we operate with several other institutions. The students, and this is a very important point, I think it's a very strong interest from FAO as well, and trainees become really scientific ambassador of our institutions, and we do work a lot in scientific, in science diplomacy in a certain effect. And they represent future nodes of the network of our collaboration. So we do also have an alumni structure, and we have contacts for thousands of people that have been going through our courses, our institute, our projects that relate to us in a very important international network and become focus points for the development of projects in the countries, for example. This is very significant. I said the 20 countries where we operate, we do agronomic assistance, restore analytical laboratories and technology, staff training, technical assistance to program. We do that also in remote. Law and policies, we are, for example, in Libya, and a few organizations today are working there. We are in Syria, working from Turkey. So we do have work related to law and policies preparation and development, institutional capacity building, women and youth empowerment, public-private connection, I was saying that, and collaborative co-working through innovation. So we move towards political dialogue, partnership, and scientific diplomacy. Along these decades, along 60 years, we succeeded in creating a climate of trust and regional dialogue to construct solutions to the region's foods and agriculture challenges. So we have a natural capacity of bringing together decision makers and institutions. Finish with that, I will mention briefly the collaboration between the two organizations, SIAM and FAO. As I said, we strengthened the collaboration with this memorandum of understanding in this region of multiple crises. Cooperation and food security, they are very important, not always at the forefront of the priorities of the countries. Our complementarity, because we believe strongly that we do things that you don't, you do things that we don't, and we cannot actually. So the merging of the efforts will be extremely important. We will elaborate, we are already done, a renewed action plan on several common areas, the one I mentioned, natural resources, sustainable food system, and so on. We are trying to co-develop, a theoretical frame, a theoretical concept of a sustainable food system again, with your division food system as well. So it's something that we are elaborating on that. And we also have to mention the fact that we do have a very important triangular tripartite agreement with the UFM, the Union for Mediterranean, related to the SFS Sustainable Food System Platform, which is something we're going to invest more, trying to do it as a corporate action. This program, it's affiliated with the UN One Planet Network Sustainable Food System Program in the One Health framework. We have organized together several independent dialogues in preparing the UN Food System Summit, as you know, and we also have done some effort in publishing together. We have exercise report on food system transformation processes, as the publication is here, and so on. Going to finish very briefly. We participate together to different networks, beside the publication issues, organize together technical activities, very important. We have short courses in coastal marine fishery together, running, constantly. And we organize international conference together, which is also extremely important on different topics I will not mention. One of them is the problem of the alien species coming into the scene. Xylella, we were talking about that, and so on. It's very important. So it's a unique, this institutional collaboration between the two organizations is a unique opportunity to bring together different but strongly convergent mandates, and to directly contribute to accelerate transformation of the agri-food system for the coming years. We really hope that FAO and SIAM will continue to work together in bringing forward a joint vision on the ground at the country level, and this will certainly require more than ever a stronger collaboration. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so very much, Secretary General Miano. It's really difficult to be able to to show all the depth and breadth of collaboration over all these years. So 45 years of collaboration is much older than most of the people we're seeing in FAO these days. So it's a huge collaboration that actually we have produced with Sandro Vincenzo. We've produced publications on the actual collaboration for certain years, and it's every time it's a huge volume just about talking about our collaboration. So indeed, we're definitely complementary, and definitely we have convergent mandates, and also by building on each other, we have been able to really push the frontier, sometimes into unexpected places. So I think our partnership has been transformative, and very, very key to the work of FAO. So it's a pleasure that now we're going to sign a new formalization of our long-standing collaboration.
And it is really my honor to sign this MOU on behalf of FAO, given it this 45 years of partnership.
Last but not least, now it is my real pleasure to invite Paulo Alberto Nussenzweig, who is the secretary, who is the provost of research and innovation, Universidad de Sao Paulo. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Marcela Villarreal, Ismahani, Mario already left. Carla Carneiro from the Brazilian delegation here at FAO, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paulo Nussensweig. I'm a scientist, a physicist, a university professor. Currently, I'm in charge of the University of São Paulo's Office for Research and Innovation. According to many international rankings, we are the most important university in the country, one of the most important in the region and in the world. We have been involved in agricultural sciences even before our foundation, nearly 90 years ago. Yeah, as a physicist, there's a problem with causality there, but I will explain. An agriculture school in the city of Piracicaba, ESALC, is 122 years old, and today is among the leading research centers in the country and was one of the schools that joined to form the University of São Paulo. Sorry, I just lost. Okay. I'd like to congratulate the FAO for this wonderful forum, addressing one of the most pressing issues of our time and of our future, food security. We share the tremendous responsibility of making sure all human beings have enough high quality food in order to lead meaningful lives and to engage in the pursuit of happiness, a condition which must be open to all. Our planet's present situation makes this even more challenging in the face of the climate crisis. We must produce more food while generating less degrading impact on the environment. University of São Paulo, USP, USP, is a comprehensive university, active in essentially all fields of knowledge, from human and social sciences to health sciences, from basic research to applied and translational research, from astrophysics to aerospace engineering. We have approximately 5,200 permanent faculty, 60,000 undergraduate students, 30,000 graduate students working in 8 campuses spread out in the state of São Paulo. Almost 1/5 of the entire academic output from Brazil comes from our university. My personal field of expertise is quantum optics. Nowadays, an important branch of quantum information science, which holds promise for revolutionary developments in computing, in communications, and in sensing. The latter prospect is what drew my attention to agricultural sciences for food production. As a physicist, I share this view that nothing should be beyond our ability to learn. Some people consider us arrogant. They're probably right, and I just humbly embrace the criticism. We are trained to interrogate nature and based on observations to create models and grow them into theories. So when I learned people were developing quantum sensors for agriculture, that caught my attention, given the importance of the sector in Brazil. We can develop better tools for generating diagnoses and thus informing well-justified intervention strategies. Let me give you an example from a friend who leads a lab at Embrapa Instrumentação. She doesn't work at our university. Nobody's perfect, but she obtained her PhD from us. She applies laser spectroscopy to agricultural studies, from analyzing plants to soil. A spin-off company, originated in her group, analyzes the carbon content in soil samples using lasers. The usual chemical analysis done by most companies takes time. They typically analyze 900 samples per month. With the laser techniques developed in Brazil, this company analyzes 1,200 samples per day. I've read FAO reports stating we need to increase food production by maybe 50% until 2050 to feed a human population of roughly 10 billion people. In every report that has come to my attention, Brazil is expected to play a major role in the needed increase in food production. Our country has very special conditions in terms of climate and land availability without the need for extra deforestation, as well as an impressive history of science, technology, and innovation in the agri-food sector. It is my personal view that beyond the opportunity to boost the local economy and bring prosperity to our citizens, we must step up to benefit humanity in general. In my current position, I became an apprentice in the fundamentals of innovation. One of the lessons I learned is that it is a local process. According to a Norwegian review on how universities contribute to innovation, The most successful outcomes are initiatives between academic and private partners situated within a 30-kilometer radius of each other. It's easy to understand why. Many problems require tailor-made solutions, and one typically has to go back and forth from an academic lab to the application site in order to perfect them. Combining this with the importance of the agri-food systems in Brazil, it dawned on me that I should invite partners from all over the world to join forces with us in Brazil. Brazil has to be one of the major hubs in agri-food sciences and innovation in the world. USP's president, rector, reitor, Professor Carlos Gilberto Carlotti Jr., understands the importance of interdisciplinary research to solve the most challenging problems. In order to implement this view, he created 5 research centers directly connected to his office. 2 of these are devoted directly to the agri-food sector, a center for tropical agriculture and a center for carbon capture in the agri-food sector. A third one is also connected, so 3 out of 5, a center for the Amazon, for biodiversity and climate research. Many specific projects are underway. It's a huge university, and I wouldn't be able to remember them all. Let me just briefly mention an initiative for a green sustainable certification, which is being developed with the federal government, with the state government, under joint USP and Embrapa leadership. It's very exciting to formalize our longstanding partnership with the FAO to share our common interests and needs in the mission to provide food security for all. Our university's motto is Scientia Vinces, prevail through knowledge. I am firmly convinced that science, technology, and innovation hold the keys to address the enormous challenges we face. But we must use the keys, open the doors, and enter the arena together in strategic partnerships with organizations such as FAO. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Provost Nussenzweig. I think that as you said, prevail through knowledge is basically what brings us all together. We know, so all the partnerships we're signing today are knowledge. FAO within the UN is a knowledge agency. So we have funds and programs, and we also have specialized agencies. And of course, FAO is a specialized agency where we bring knowledge. And obviously, the kinds of partners like the 3 of you are partnerships about knowledge and about sharing the knowledge and leaving no one behind by knowledge and through knowledge, be it through the science interface with farmers, be it through the innovations within, hopefully, I was very interested to hear about the advances in University of Sao Paulo. Do you already have a quantum computer?
Nobody does.
Wow. No. We do have a couple, but
No.
not.
Quantum. Oh, we can get into that discussion.
Yeah, but I don't know. So no, we have. Okay, but doesn't matter. But I do think that quantum mechanics will definitely make a big difference in agricultural sciences. I fully agree with you. We will talk about qubits very soon and other kinds of innovations, but with huge additional power coming through, I hope, quantum computing. So lots of innovation ahead of us, lots of things to address together. And as you have concluded, we have to do it together. We have to bring the knowledge and experience from the different perspectives, from the different experiences. That's the only way to go ahead. So thank you so very much. And I'm delighted that now we're going to sign a formalized partnership after long-standing collaboration.
And thank you for the point. We need, if it's a key, we need to use the key to open up the solutions. Thank you.
Yes.
And we have with us Ambassador Carla of Brazil. Thank you very much, Ambassador Carla, for joining us. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much indeed. This was very, very inspiring. I think when we're talking about innovation, when we talk about pushing further the frontiers of knowledge, and we have excellent examples through 3 partnerships here. So now I'd like to open up the floor for any questions, any comments that those who are here in the room, or maybe those who are following us virtually. It is the time to ask a question, to make a comment, and also our panelists, if you would like to make additional comments, you can also take this opportunity to do that. We do have a few minutes left. So floor is open.
We need an ice break.
Do we have questions
Or a comment? Yeah, Marcela?
or a comment even about quantum computers? Whatever you would like. Yes.
Just to
Still
break the
okay.
ice, I mean, I found very interesting 2 aspects from the colleagues signing the agreements. One was the one related to pesticide, which is really extremely important, both for production and biodiversity, but mainly also for the quality of food. And in this aspect, I think is extremely relevant to understand that we have countries on the planet where the control and the quality and the safety of the food is very high, and other countries where it's absolutely very low. So there is a strong discrimination in the markets because some products reach some markets, and low quality, let's say, more unsafe products reach most of the market. And this is an inequality issue, which is extremely important on the planet. And the other thing, coming from the colleague of the university, I'm university professor as well, so that's why I'm saying really colleagues. The point related to the relationship between private and public bodies. And from my point of view, university, belonging to university, there is a very strong resistance in a way, especially for the hard sciences, to move towards reaching out to the small and medium enterprises, which have determined a strong product of in our societies. And there is a very different attention in the fact that we should move towards a solution-oriented problem more than a typical up to bottom, let's say, approach, which has been for many years doing that. So we are also very much working in the field of open innovation applied to that, trying to co-plan also the educational program together with the private, based on the real needs of the territories, the communities, and so on. So programs that are directly oriented. So there's a big effort from academics, but it's very interesting and I think it's very promising. So we have some example in this direction. So 2 comments just.
If I may, I think the 2 points are extremely important. I cannot claim that the University of São Paulo is much different from other places in the sense that academics many times refrain from engaging directly with the private sector. We're trying to change that. Let me get first to the pesticide and to the quality control. One of the efforts that we've launched recently in combination with Embrapa and with the federal government is precisely a certification process. And the idea is that we're going to have a label, which will have different levels of certification in order to, guarantee sustainability in production, no deforestation, but also to be able to show whether or not pesticides were used and what is the content in terms of pesticides. So this is a huge effort which involves the federal government, which, it's going together with the National Confederacy for Agriculture in Brazil. So it's joint public and private sector. Second point, I mentioned the Norwegian review. One of the other lessons from the Norwegian review of about 11 different ways in which innovation takes place within universities. By far the most best one is co-creation, which essentially means not, preparing something, having a solution ready, and then saying, who's interested in this beautiful product that I have, right? Nope, you have to develop it together, shoulder to shoulder together, public and private sector. And so we're now undertaking a huge effort at the University of São Paulo to make this mentality prevail throughout the university.
If I may add to that point is, I was impressed, and no need to say which university, but I was visiting a university, and what impressed me, it's exactly what you are talking about. It's the co-creation, but the way they did it is the way they demonstrated. They had a gadget that is used. It's a prothèse. It's a foot basically that cost about 3,000 euros. And they know that the country in the South cannot do it. So they got a multidisciplinary team and they made the same prototype at $50. Of course, it's not the same exactly, but that decreasing the price from 3,000 to 50, we need that. And for me, when I saw that example, given the knowledge, I know in the South, most of the innovation are not scaling up because they are just way too expensive. So how could we bring academia and research to really make it more accessible? How could we help local manufacturing of those innovation? And we need really science to help us be very specific. This has already exists. How could we make it cheaper so we can use it in those fields, in those countries? So I hope really that we can do similar things with all universities, whereby we give you a challenge. We know the solution to some extent, and maybe we get your innovation to help us bring it to the level and the accessibility of the countries in the global South.
Yeah, I use maybe the opportunity also to add something, because I think what we are talking now also in the room in terms of the transformation, which we would like to do from pesticides away maybe to more natural products, and particularly also, of course, what Brazil has achieved is outstanding, how you have changed the regulatory system over the last years and how many products have Brazil brought to the market actually, which is outstanding in the short time you have done that. This is rather impressive. But also here, this is the issue again in terms of knowledge. And actually, we need to also to consider that, of course, these kind of products, bioprotection products, are being very famous already in the developed country markets, because there's an incentive also for the for the farmers actually to use these products, because they know also there is maybe more income to achieve when you follow this kind of practice. When we are now switching over and would like to accept that's in certain markets in Asia and Africa, this should be done, then of course sometimes they have never heard about these kind of products, right? And of course this is also a very important contribution which we have to bring, that these kind of products are first of all available in these markets, that they are really accessible also to the rural communities, and actually that they are affordable, right? This is and whereas the incentive, why should I, as a smallholder farmer, should start to use a bioprotection product? It's rather expensive, so we need to recognize that we have to work in partnership with the market, so that the market is actually demanding it, and hopefully also one day the consumers in these markets are actually asking for these products. Only then this kind of transformation in the plant protection area will work, right? So it's a fascinating area. Everybody talks about natural solutions, but there's quite something to do, right, in this area.
Science is
Absolutely.
exactly.
The question is how to ensure that innovation is going to contribute to decrease inequality rather than allow it to increase inequalities. I'd like to invite our other people in the room to take the floor. Yes, please
Go ahead.
Thanks, Marcella. Hello, everyone. My name is Preet Litter. I am Technical Advisor in the FAO Chief Scientist Office. And I just wanted to flag something which might be of interest to everyone here, since we are talking about sharing knowledge. So in the Chief Scientist Office, we've been developing a science, technology, and innovation portal, which is supposed to be a one-stop shop in terms of access to information and resources on agri-food systems, science, technology, and innovation, not just within FAO, but also beyond FAO. And we are going to launch this portal in November, but there is a prototype available and it's being exhibited in the atrium downstairs. So there will be a demonstration tomorrow at 12:30. We also have other modules there, which are about the community of practice and network navigator to enhance collaborations between different organizations. We have a learning bootcamp in terms of access to resources for capacity development of different kinds of stakeholders. And as this portal develops over the next couple of years, we will also have inventories and catalogs of packages of technologies and innovations which can be used in specific contexts to address specific challenges. So I would encourage you all to go to the exhibition and see this demonstration tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Preet. And this is one of the products that we launched after the Science and Innovation Forum. And we would love to use your databases, your information to be added to the STI portal. And the team that was behind it, led by Preet, they are all there. Thank you very much, team. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Do we have this is the last call because we do need to leave the room by 6 o'clock. So we have a couple minutes still. These days, all the rooms are used by the minute, right? They're booked minute by minute. So we will have to leave the room. Do we have any questions coming in virtually?
Yes, there is a
Yes,
area.
please.
No, not virtual, in person. It was a kind of a personal interest question. It was about how partnerships develop and how can these high-level partnerships that were just signed today, how can they benefit third parties, kind of trickle down, benefiting organizations, for example, in civil society, and to make sure that you really reach everyone and that no one's left behind, as you mentioned before. How do you kind of broaden those partnerships as well?
Great. Thank you for the question. Anybody would like to take that on? Any of our panelists, please?
So I think signing an MOU, we always think it's the beginning, but most of the time it comes much later. So if we look at any of these 3 organizations that we are talking about, people and practitioners and experts have been working together. So now when we do the MOU from our perspective, we want to bring it at a higher level. We want to give it more visibility, and we want to invite other divisions and other sectors to come and work together. And given that we are in FAO, it's a large organization, it's 15,000 employees, it's many divisions, it's covering all the sectors. So what we are trying to do through this, it's really to expand it. And differently when we do MOUs, and by the way, this is a process that Marcella is behind, is really we do consultation with all offices, regional, country. So we really ask people to look into it and see how they can work more together. And that's really, it's not, we sign it here, but it comes after consultation with everybody. And that really bring up the need and open up the door, hopefully, for you as signatory of those MOUs to work even closer with the country offices. And by the way, we have offices in about 130 countries. So that's pretty large. And that's what we are hoping to do. So, and of course, in terms of working with the countries in the country, we work with different partners as well. And we are hoping that this collaboration with research institution will provide solution that we can bring at the country level and bring to our stakeholder at that country level as well. And believe me, when I was on the other side, before I joined FAO, I remember I was signing an MOU with Dr. Graciano de Saliva, and it took forever. It took a longer time. And I'm like, why? And they said, no, we're consulting with everybody. I'm like, why do you want to consult with everybody? But it took me some time to understand it. Once I'm in, I understand it much more. And I realize how beautiful it is. It gives a huge visibility, and it gets you to work with everybody in this huge organization that is really doing great work in terms of food security and alleviating poverty through agriculture. Yeah.
Great. If we have no other comments, I think I'd like to close this very inspiring, very interesting, would say fascinating ceremony of signature, I would like to say how delighted we are to have our, I won't call you new partners because you are not new partners. We have had long-standing collaboration in different forms, different shapes, different levels of formality. Sometimes it's regional, sometimes it's global, sometimes, as we were mentioning earlier, we don't even know, things happen at country level and at headquarters, we don't even know that they're happening. So now by formalizing, we do have a much better way of understanding, the depth and breadth of that collaboration. So for us at FAO, we're absolutely delighted to have had signed together with you. And we look forward to really, really transforming the world together. I'd like to ask Ismahan to give your closing remarks.
So nothing really to add, Marcella, except that I'm really delighted that we have this cozy discussion between each other. And I'm really happy to see a variety of stakeholders. And by the way, we were trying to get many MOUs to be signed today. We were aiming for more to cover other region and to cover other kind of stakeholders as well. But given the process, we were able to get to these three. But be assured that we are trying to create networks of networks, because we do believe really that given the challenges of today, we need much more stronger strategic partnership. And as FAO being the convener, the convener of so many institutions and stakeholders without any particular interest in anything, we have that power of bringing people together. And I think, and that's really what I saw in the STI portal that Preet was talking with Murat. If you go tomorrow to see it, it's a network of networks. And sometimes you see how FAO, it's the connector. And that's what we want to do more. We want to be the connector so that we have better solutions, and we end hunger and poverty, because when we think about it, it's a shame on us in 1 days to still have 821 million people that are hungry and having so many inequalities. So we don't have time to waste, and we stand ready to help, because this is our mission. This is what we want to do. And we need you all, without any exception, to really work with us to get to the great mandate of this organization. Thank you. Thank you very much. And please, colleagues, at 6:30, we have a wonderful session on science policy interface. So come and join us. And there is another one in parallel on foresight. Nobody is listening.